The throne room of the Zarati Hive was suffocating. Heat shimmered from the great amberlit walls, and the air carried the sharp tang of pheromones that no human lungs were meant to breathe. 100 insectoid guards lined the perimeter, their antennae twitching, their bladed limbs gleaming in the firelight. And at the center, towering on her dais of living resin, sat the alien queen herself. Her wings were folded tightly against her back, her obsidian exoskeleton polished to a glass-like sheen. In her upper arms, she cradled a small bundle wrapped in living silk. The bundle wailed, high-pitched and piercing, echoing painfully off the chamber walls. The queen's mandibles clicked in irritation as she rocked the infant, her wide obsidian eyes narrowing. The child screamed louder. "Ours," the queen hissed, her voice a deep vibration that rattled Daniel Carter's chest. "She has cried for hours, and none of my kin can soothe her. Not nurse, not soldier, not priest. She will not feed. She will not rest." She shrieks as though some unseen claw tears her spirit. Daniel shifted uncomfortably, shackles clinking on his wrists. He had been dragged here by Zarati guards after being captured in a raid on a frontier outpost. The only reason he wasn't dead was because the queen herself had ordered he be spared. For what reason, he didn't know. Until now. The queen's multifaceted gaze turned on him. Human. Daniel froze. "Yeah." "Step forward." 2 guards shoved him until he stumbled onto the amber floor at the foot of the dais. He looked up, sweat dripping down his temple. The infant's cries were like knives in his ears. "You will hold her," the queen commanded. Daniel blinked. "Hold her? She's your baby. I'm not even supposed to be alive right now." The queen lowered her head, her mandibles inches from his face. "Do you think I would ask if there were any other path? My daughter, heir to the Zarati Hive, rejects every touch of our kind. She screams at us. But when you entered the chamber, her cries changed. She cried harder. Yes, but she looked toward you, as if she recognized you." Daniel swallowed hard. "I'm just a man. I fix hulls and haul freight. I'm not a babysitter." "You will hold her." The command wasn't a suggestion. Beginning. The cry of an heir. Daniel's hands shook as the queen lowered the bundle into his arms. The infant was smaller than he expected, her carapace soft and pale, her tiny mandibles barely formed. Yet her eyes were huge, glowing faintly with bioluminescence, locked onto his face with desperate intensity. She shrieked, flailing her fragile limbs. Daniel winced as her cry vibrated straight through his bones. Okay, he muttered awkwardly, rocking her side to side. "Hey there, little one. What's got you so worked up?" To his surprise, the baby hiccuped, and her cries softened. The queen's eyes widened, her wings twitching in shock. The guards shifted, exchanging uneasy clicks. Daniel blinked. "Wait, did that actually work?" The baby squeaked again, softer this time, and then nuzzled her small face against his chest. Her bioluminescent eyes dimmed as her breathing slowed. A hush fell over the chamber. The only sound was the infant's tiny sighs. The queen's voice was a whisper of awe. Hours of wailing, ended by human arms. Daniel swallowed. Guess she just needed comfort. The queen's gaze sharpened. "No. Not comfort. You. She accepts you when she rejects all others." "Why?" "I don't know." Daniel carefully adjusted the baby, his nerves easing as she relaxed against him. "But I've seen this before. Human babies cry when they're hungry, or tired, or scared. Sometimes they just want to be held." The queen stared at him as though he had revealed a cosmic secret. Between enemies. Over the next days, Daniel found himself kept close to the queen's chamber. Shackles still bound his wrists, But guards no longer shoved him or threatened him. Instead, he was summoned whenever the baby cried. And every time, without fail, the child quieted the moment she was in his arms. Daniel spoke to her softly, nonsense words and gentle hums. He cradled her, rocked her, even sang a lullaby once before realizing the guards were staring in shock. The baby chirped and cooed at him, her tiny mandibles twitching in what might have been the alien equivalent of a smile. The queen watched all of this with unblinking intensity. One evening, as the baby slept against his chest, Daniel looked up at her. "She's just a kid, you know. Doesn't care about war. Doesn't care about hate. She just wants warmth." The queen's wings flexed. "And yet, she takes it only from you. A human. Maybe because I don't see her as a monster." The queen tilted her head, mandibles clicking softly. "Do you see me as monster?" Daniel hesitated. The instinctive answer was yes. The Zarati had burned colonies, slaughtered soldiers and civilians alike. Humanity called them demons in every briefing. And yet, watching her sit for hours with her child, desperate to soothe her, he saw something familiar. Something painfully human. "I see a mother," he said finally. The queen's antennae lowered, as though in thought. Middle climax, the revelation. On the 5th day, alarms shook the hive. Distant explosions rattled the walls. Human strike forces were attacking, trying to rescue prisoners, or to kill the queen herself. Guards rushed into the chamber, mandibles clacking. "Your Majesty," they breached the outer hive. The queen rose, her wings spreading wide. "Prepare the defenses. None may reach the nursery." As the guards filed out, Daniel stood, clutching the baby. "Wait, what about her? You can't fight while holding her." The queen's eyes blazed. "I will not abandon her." "Then let me take her." The chamber went still. The guards hissed in outrage, but the queen silenced them with a gesture. "You dare ask to carry the heir of the Zarati hive?" she whispered. Daniel met her gaze. "I'm not your enemy. Not right now. And she trusts me. You know it." The queen's mandibles trembled. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then, with deliberate care, she placed her daughter back in his arms. "Protect her," she said. "With your life." The words were not a command. They were a plea. Ending. The choice of humanity. The battle raged closer, the hive quaking with each blast. Daniel crouched in a sheltered alcove, the baby bundled against his chest. She whimpered at the noise, but he rocked her gently, whispering comfort until she quieted. Boots thundered down the hall, human Marines. Daniel's heart leapt. Rescue. But as they rounded the corner, weapons raised, their eyes locked not on him, but on the bundle he carried. "Target acquired," one shouted. "The queen's spawn. Kill it before it matures." "No," Daniel shouted, stepping back. "She's just a baby." "Move, civilian," the Marine barked. "That thing grows up, it'll command fleets that slaughter billions." Daniel shook his head fiercely. "Look at her. She's innocent. She doesn't deserve this." The Marines advanced, rifles aimed. Behind them, the queen charged into the corridor, her armored body glowing with fury. She roared, striking down soldiers with terrifying speed. Daniel shielded the baby, crouching low until the gunfire ceased. When the smoke cleared, the Marines were gone, driven back or slain. The queen stood over them, wings trembling. She turned to Daniel. Her voice was ragged. "You defied your own kind to save her.